Welcome to Business News. Officials of the Manufacturers Association of Nigeria, MAN, have visited TVC Communications, declaring their intention to partner with the media organization. Efyong Ekop has the story.
A delegation from the Manufacturers Association of Nigeria paid a courtesy visit to TVC Communications this Thursday. The business group was led by its president, Mr. Francis Meshoye, while the Director General of MAN, Mr. Segun Ajayi Kadiri, and other executives were present at the event. Mr. Meshoye said the body of manufacturers desired close working ties with TVC Communications.
We have business that is very competitive, and we use media to really promote this. This will enhance business environment and growth of manufacturing sector.
TVC News Director and Editor-in-Chief Stella Dean Jacob and Managing Director, TVC Entertainment, Morayo Afolabi Brown, warmly received the visitors.
TVC has been doing so far in the past few weeks is meeting with many of these organizations to show that as a media partner, we're invested also in their success. So I think for us at TVC, we are willing to collaborate, we're willing to work with you, because the objective really is to get the information to Nigerians.
Business leaders use the opportunity to advise the government to consider meaningful trade initiatives with other African nations to advance our economic position.
It is an intention to really grow the continent and develop the capabilities of each country to do the core, to concentrate on its core competence that will grow the continent. That is it. So many things has to be done to ensure this. We want to be sure that in the future there will be no restriction between a country in the East Africa to trade with a country in the West Africa.
The DG of MAN noted several government policies rolled out for the business sector, calling for proper coordination.
We have not seen the positive impacts yet. We were looking forward to it in the second half of the year, but I think now our expectation is being taken further to the fourth quarter of the year, when we believe that the impact will have moderated, we will have been able to adapt to those ones we need to, and the current responses that government is having from government, which will necessitate change.
High points of the visit was the presentation of policy documents on Nigerian business sector to TVC Communications Management. Efyong Ekop, TVC News, Lagos.
Lagos State Governor Mr. Babajide Sanwo-Olu has assured residents of a renewed commitment to address the challenges impeding the food security systems of the state. Speaking at the grand finale of the year 2024 World Food Day in Lagos, themed Right to Food for a Better Life and a Better Future, the governor said the theme speaks to the ongoing challenges of food security worldwide and the need to activate plans to address it. The governor explained further that the state has activated the implementation of the food systems transformation agenda towards securing the food ecosystem in Lagos, with numerous initiatives and projects aimed at addressing the challenges.
We are focused on strengthening the agricultural value chain to reduce food prices, ensure a strategy to develop an effective food reserve system, and ensure food sufficiency. One of the ways in which we are achieving this is first by looking internally. We have since rebranded the Ministry of Agriculture to now be known as the Ministry of Agriculture and Food Systems. This rebranding allows us to prioritize food systems management, enhance mechanization, improve food safety, and ultimately drive down food prices.
The ministry and its agencies have set a goal to train and retrain both existing and aspiring farmers to ensure sustained sectoral growth and increased contribution to the state's GDP in line with the theme's agenda of Things Plus of Mr. Governor, in pursuit of the wealth creation and improving the well-being of the people of Lagos.
The stock market again closed deals in a negative territories following sustained profit takings by investors. Index of the markets dropped by 0.21% as prices were cut downward by forces of demand and supply. indicating losses on investments. The biggest trade loser was Aradel Holdings with a 10% loss. UACN, Orlando, GT Holdings and FCMB all recorded losses. Cement company Wapco Lafarge came second with gain above 1%, while Access Holdings, First Bank Holdings, Stanbic IBTC and Zenith were trade gainers. 239 million shares were worth more than 6 billion naira were crossed in the market. Malaysian shares were pinned to 3-week lows today as a housing policy briefing in China underwhelmed investors and property stocks slumped, while the euro touched an 11-week low ahead of an unexpected rate cut by the European Central Bank. Japan's Nikkei slipped 0.7% and China's broad indexes lacked direction after early gains reversed. The Shanghai Composite rose 0.1% and is now trading more than 10% below last week's 33-month high. CSI 300 real estate stocks fell 7%, reversing 2 days of gains. Hong Kong Hang Seng was last up 0.5%, but sitting 12% below its most recent peak as investors move aside to wait for more China's government spending and signs it is helping the economy. Australian shares also eased from a record high as mining stocks slipped and iron ore prices fell in Singapore. U.S. equities futures wobbled lower after the main indexes closed at or near record levels on Wednesday. A crude oil price jumps after American Petroleum Institute report draws in inventories. Well, U.S. West Texas Intermediate rose to sell at $70.58 per barrel with an uptick of 0.27%. Brent crude futures also experienced an upward price margin of 0.24% to sell at $74.40 per barrel. But the light sold at $78.62 per barrel with a price decline of 2.84%. And for the OPEC basket, crude oil dealers offer $73.58 per barrel with a downward price review of 4.66%. Well, that's business. Sports is up next.